Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to my YouTube channel, Black, White, and Grey Counselors. And I remain your host, Destiny Modiabo. On the last date, we talked about a quite interesting topic, law and morality. And we distinguished between law and morality. We compared and contrasted both concepts of law and morality, and it was quite interesting. I believe we learned a lot on the last date. Now, today we'll be looking at a quite interesting topic: inalienable rights. Inalienable rights. But first, before we delve into the concept of this inalienable right, let us separate both words and understand what the English dictionary explain them as. All right, inalienable. The English dictionary explains it as that which cannot be transferred, that which is ingrained, which cannot be transferred or which cannot be taken away from. Inalienable. I don't have to go into the concept of rights because we all know the understanding as to what is right, what are your rights. So let's put them together. Inalienable rights. Those rights that cannot be taken away from you. Those rights that cannot be transferred. Those rights that are ingrained in your nature as human beings. Those are ingrained rights. They are natural to human beings. It's termed inalienable rights. For the purpose of this video and for the purpose of that tongue twister, inalienable, I'll be adopting the word fundamental rights. Let's delve into it. How did this concept of fundamental rights come about? From the world as we know of today, and most countries we know of, there are similar rights, fundamental rights that are all over the world. If you delve into other countries, you see rights that are similar in nature. Right to life, right to personal liberty, right to the dignity of human persons. If you check all these laws, you see that they are all similar from different countries. How did they stem about? How did they become popular over the years? Where did it emanate from? Is it that it has not been popular before, or is it that it just originated all of a sudden, or the human nature just decided to say, let's wake up one morning and bring these laws? It has been stemming from it has been coming from history of mankind. It has been coming down, but ever since men adopted written and ever since men became literate, so we adopted the writing style, and since some countries became popular and since some concept became popular, the concept became popular. But it started from a particular point. Where did it start from? All right, it started from the American Declaration of Independence, rather. American Declaration of Independence in 4th of July 1776. As far back as 1776, American Declaration of Independence. You see, that's where in part of these declarations where they stated that all humans are equal and have those ingrained, and they use the term unalienable rights, which is still the same thing with inalienable rights, which is the topic of today. And the main mention of the right to life, right to liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's another concept that they added to it. But all these are ingrained, they are natural to humans. So this was where that concept became popular, the concept of these rights, these fundamental rights. Then proceeding forward, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights came about in December 10th, 1948, 3 years after the Second World War, and it was adopted by the United Nations. I don't have to delve into the United Nations. You know what the United Nations are. It was brought about by the United Nations. Why did they bring this Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the UDHR, as I will be saying today for the purpose of this video? Why did they bring about this UDHR? Because over the years and over the history of mankind and the history of wars among mankind, it just aired 3 years after the Second World War. You see that they have seen over the years that human rights were trampled upon, people were killed, liberty was restricted, slavery over the years, punishment, harsh punishment. You heard of concentration camp during the of the Nazis and Jews, of which the Germans spearheaded during the Second World War. All those were inhumane to the human person. So over the years, because they don't want a repetition of this abuse to human rights, the whole world, most nations in the world came together to bring about this UDHR. And if you check again in UDHR, you see some similar concept. You see the similar rights I'm talking about, these fundamental rights: right to life, right to personal liberty. And it went further in this UDHR to explain more rights, as we know of it, fundamental rights, as we know of it. And it's mostly ingrained in Article 2. It made mention of right to life, right to personal liberty, right to dignity of human person, association, religion, freedom of religion, from discrimination. You see that all those were ingrained there. And for the purpose of this video, you obviously know that I will have to refer to Nigeria, my country, our country. That Nigeria is not left out. You can check if you look at our laws, you see that they are similar to this UDHR and American Declaration of Independence. You see that they are very similar. It's engraved and enshrined in the Constitution 1999, as amended, Chapter 4, Section 33 to 44, which states all these fundamental rights. You see the right to life, right to personal liberty, right to dignity of human person. You see they are all ingrained in that constitution, highlighting all these fundamental rights. And for the purpose of this video, I will just be, because I want this video to be short and precise and comprehensible to my viewers, so I'll be taking just 3 fundamental rights from these rights. Number 1 is the right to life. Number 2 is the right to dignity of human person, and number 3, the right to personal liberty. Let's go at that. They are out Section 33, Section 34, and Section 35, respectively. The right to life is just easy and straight. That no human should be deprived of their life. No human life should be taken forcefully. All humans have a right to live and to breathe. But there are exceptions to that, which we all know. To every rule, there must be an exception. What is the exception to that right to life? Where a court of competent jurisdiction has found somebody, according to what the offense states, or the capital, what the punishment states for such law as the offense, is the punishment for such offense, then the life can be taken. For example, we all know death penalty for murder. That's an exception where right to life can be taken. And the other exceptions, another one is where there's an insurrection or riot or possible threat to other human lives and properties, where they have to stop or curb such action, and life is taken in the process. That can be an exception. You see that there are always exceptions to that. Then we also go further to the right to the dignity of human person, where this one is just simply saying that all humans have that right to the dignity of human beings. They should not be subjected to inhumane treatment. They should not be treated like animals. They should be treated like human beings. Over the years, there have been slavery, punishment, harsh punishment. This should not be imposed on any human being. This is what this particular right is saying. Then the third one, which is also similar to the UDHR and the American Declaration of Independence, which is the right to personal liberty, very common one, is that all humans should be free. They should have their liberty. But obviously, you should know that there are exceptions. What are the exceptions? In a situation where somebody is arrested, or a person is arrested to fulfill part of an order from a court, or a person is arrested for the purpose of trial in court. These are all exceptions. But even with those exceptions, there are still exceptions that, let's say, for example, let me give an example. A person has been arrested. There are still provisions in the Constitution that states that where there is a court of competent jurisdiction within 48-kilometer radius, that person should be brought before a court within a day, which is 24 hours. Within 24 hours, brought to court. You see that there are still exceptions there. So, what's the purpose of this video? The purpose of this video is to let you know those rights that are fundamental. When you are aware of your fundamental right, that which makes you human, that which is natural to human, that which is natural to human beings, which they say, oh, you are a human being and not to be treated like an animal, and we are not going to exist in the state of nature. That's the purpose of this video, where you know that these are your fundamental rights and they shouldn't be trampled upon. The Constitution has provided for it, UDHR has provided for it. And you see, it's our daily bread. When we wake up every day, we have to refer to said laws and said Constitution. So like I said, I don't want to make this video lengthy. I believe that what I've said today suffices, and there are other topics I'll be bringing over with time. And if you have any other questions as regarding this topic, you can feel free to drop them in the comment section, and I'll be glad to answer your questions. And I won't forget to tell you to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. It will go a very long way, and your effort will be duly appreciated. It will help us to bring more videos to you, more interesting topics to you guys. And I believe we all come in oneness, togetherness on the next date. Thank you very much, my viewers, and I do hope you have a lovely day. Thank you.